the wings out, it does a much better job than if you use the wide or the narrow button, because it tends to pull or make the bandwidth wider on both sides of the carrier.
All right, guys, we're back. Looks like the internet's back online, so the stream is back. So here we are in 6MUD. Welcome ESSB Wells to 6 kilohertz
it's remarkably close to what I'm hearing locally.
ESSB
Roger, same here.
fidelity.
Too, that's why I stopped using those buttons.
Did that video come through for you, Ryan?
Notification on my phone. Gentlemen, we are live and direct. This is N7RMK, Burnley, Nevada.
Did that video I sent you earlier, Ryan, come through and answer your question?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I meant to tell you that it did. Yes, it did. And I was on the, I'll use my phone, so I was on the mobile version, so I don't think it had that option. But yeah, that'll be a definite go grab the laptop type situation. Plug my headset into it. That'll work great.
Yeah, the mobile version sucks. There's just no way. There's a way to do it, but you got to be damn lucky, and you got to try it 75 times before it'll actually work properly. It's more of a headache. So, yeah, I wish they would get that fixed.
Yeah, well, I was grateful it was there, so it worked out, man. And I tell you what, man, this Ether software and you guys, man, this has been great. I'm really appreciative of all the help I got from everybody. Spitty's not going to tell me what he wanted me to do tonight, but he's told me before, and all the rest of you guys. I appreciate you letting me come on in, and I'll be the new guy for a while until the next one comes along.
Hey Ryan, I think you sound pretty good right now. I mean, I don't have you at 15/9. You're an S9, but for S9, you definitely sound balanced.
Yeah, I gotta say, Ryan, truthfully, it's great to have you along. You sound a lot like me when I came on, and these guys brought me to this side. But at any rate, man, yeah, you sound great. You sound wonderful. I just wanted to add a little boom boom there, add a little low end, and just thicken you up a little bit, and then a little bit more compression, maybe, just a tiny bit more. But you've come up so much here. You sound very natural, and I think it was you, Craig, that said balanced, natural and balanced.
Okay, well, I'm looking at the, when I look at my audio across just on the screen here, it seems to look like your guys is coming back to me. Obviously I've got the wings here local, but I don't think that's actually going out onto the air, but, so yeah, I'm just looking at the EQ, so to add a little
Get some phasing control here.
I think I know what I need to do, and we'll see if it works.
And I think with your voice,
it looks like there isn't a whole lot of energy past 80 hertz on down. It's not real prominent there. And this is stuff that we can work on Monday as well. We can try hooking up to the SDR. Using it as the back monitor, or if you have another radio there or whatever, we can get it dialed in and getting it sound real good.
Yeah, for sure. Well, earlier today, my other roommate was playing with my SDR play, was listening to it on the sound system when we were trying to see about getting it right. So, I was cut at, I think I was cut at 50. I think I was rolled off at 50. That should have opened up the bottom end a little bit. If I know what I'm doing, maybe, I don't know. Let's see.
I did.
That big, fat bottom end.
It did open it up. I like Jeff, I'm curious. I bet you're going to say the same thing. I like it better now.
Yeah, it's a very minute difference. So I'm not hearing them as strong as you guys may be, but having the voice pre in there to add the compression to really push all the different, the dynamics of the frequencies, I think is pretty imperative. So getting a good voice pre for the microphone is going to make a big difference.
Well, I've got that. I got that was the only purchase so far was, well, other than the microphone, but was the look it up, it's the Foresight Solo. That's what I'm using to preamp the microphone into the radio, or into the computer. So it's got a little bit of, it's gained right now. They had me turn it down a little bit because they thought I was clipping. So, but it's, it's just barely turning yellow. So I think that's where it's supposed to be. Anyhow, so that's what I'm using into the computer.
I think you should run it as it is right now.
Does that have a Phantom 48 volts K5 BLS?
It does. It's not turned on, obviously, but it does. So it's got that, and then it's got this air thing and a warm air thing, but none of that's turned on.
Okay, well, we'll play with all that. The reason I ask about the 48 volts is because I have what is essentially commonly referred to as a cloud lifter. And what I have found is by adding that preamp in with, one of the DACs, that it gives it a lot more warmth and density. So you can cut back on the gain, but it kind of artificially gives a little bit more compression. So we can try putting that in there. I have it in my my ESSB kit, so we can try one. It's about $30. If it sounds good, then just order one and put it in.
Oh, okay. There, I turned on what they call their warm tube saturated audio. It probably sounds like crap going into the rest of the audio stream, but I turned it on just to push the button to have it turned on.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
And I like it too. It rinched it up.
Hey, Chris. Good evening.
Good evening, guys. KB7 OBJ.
A nice orange.
Yeah, good evening, Chris.
From that button now. That's too funny.
No, dude, leave it on. It sounds great, actually. Yeah, it does sound like a little tube preamp. Dude, I want ether.
I wish I had that when I was operating my F radio. Jesus Christ, man. I spent so much time, pulled my hair out, I tried to build stuff, and just nothing sounded worth a damn.
Solo is what I have. But in the ether, also, it's got a tube emulator on its preamp, so I mean, I guess I could have increased the drive there too. But if you like this sounding this way, hell, I'll run it however it sounds good.
Dude, keep it right there for a little while. Let's run like this for a little while. You sound great, and I hear that. It's funny, at first I thought it was like a placebo, and then Jeff said, I kind of like it. And I'm like, yeah, it's warm. It's got that warm tube preamp kind of sound. I mean, yeah, man, ride with it, baby.
Hey, Smitty, listen to yourself on a stream right now. You sound amazing at 15/9.
Okay, I'll just talk real quick here. I just took it off mute here briefly. And, oh, wow. Yeah. Okay, that's I'm liking where things are right now. Very. I know the loop's doing the job too. Don't get me wrong, but man, I like it.
Yeah, now that you're getting local or louder locally to me here, Smitty, the density is a lot more even across the band than I've ever seen you.
Yeah, I think our better trim on the bass coupler helped a lot, and then just backing it just a tiny bit. I think also lifting, because I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep jabbering on, but I'm watching the stream and I'm looking at my waveform, and it is very different now, isn't it? And I think my bass clipper was set in a way that it was trying to thicken that end up, and it was causing the radio just to really emphasize there. So backing that, or rather adjusting that clipper and actually bringing it down, changed that profile quite a bit. So it was almost kind of by accident. And all I was trying to do, by the way, at that point in time was to tell Ryan that I wanted a little bit more bass on him. But I think we fixed that with that warm button.
Do you have an EQ setting or something right around 5400? Because you're void from like 54 to 55. It's a lot lower than the rest.
I do, actually. Let me tell you what that cut is. Or it's not a cut, it's a boost. Stand by. It's rare that we get a night where the just everything's so clean.
Yeah, the lightning is kind of suppressed too. I don't know how it is for Craig, but for me it's pretty quiet up here.
Yeah, it's really good conditions right now for all you guys.
Yeah,
I have a lot of static crashes.
About the same level to me. Everybody's sounding real good. It's nice and quiet. Boy, from where the band was to where it is now, it's definitely a nice night on the radio.
All right, Jeff, I've got a 4.5 dB boost at 6.37 kilohertz, and that's a Q of 2.8.
Okay, is there a way you can bring it down? Because right around 54 to 55, there's a valley there. I thought maybe you actually had a cut.
Okay, I just brought it down to 55, so it should be at 55 now, and so it should look different and sound different, hopefully.
No, it's still showing a little bit of a void there.
Oh, what about here? WB1G, Whiskey Bravo. Now, actually, I think I'm down closer. I think I'm under 4 now.
Yeah, it's right around 54, 55. It's still showing a V shape there. I don't know if that's an anomaly from the radio. Are you guys seeing that on my signal too?
Are you looking at the waterfall or the pan adapter?
No, well, I'm looking at the shape in the pan adapter, and then watching the waterfall, and looking for the voids, and it's following the V shape that I'm seeing in the pan adapter on the waterfall.
All right, give me some audio, Smidel. You said 5400.
Okay, so right now I've got a plus 4.5 dB boost at 5.93, so just right below 6K should be where my boost is, and it's set at a width of 3, which I'm trying to remember if that's a Q of 3 on this, but that's what it looks like. I can make an adjustment.
Now, Smitty, you've got an apparent voodoo notch right at 54. If you look on the stream right now, right towards the edge, right, you see that notch on your signal. There's definitely a notch at 54, and it's a pretty significant notch.
Interesting. Now, what could be doing that, I wonder?
Now that time it didn't come through because you weren't as strong, but when you were 20 over, I can definitely see what Jeff's talking about.
All right, I'm just curious right now. WB1G, Whiskey Bravo 1 Golf. Maybe the controls here are lying to me, but any difference right now?
I think it's still there. I mean, it's just not as apparent because you're not as strong. But what do you think, Jeff?
Some are a lot more pronounced than others, but there's that void right there in the semblance. And, it's not that it sounds bad. It's just that it's uncharacteristic for the rest of the audio. There's a very pronounced V-shaped notch, or apparently a notch right there. And I don't know why. That's why I figured I would bring it up.
Let me look at the mic processor itself. Maybe there's something at that, because there's a very simple 3-band parametric on the voice processor. So unless there's any difference right now, the boost, I've moved almost, it's at like 7, so it's not even in the perceivable area that we're transmitting in. So any difference right now? I'm just curious before I take a look at the voice processor.
Nope, still there.
Yeah, I don't see that on Jeff's signal either. It's just yours, Smitty.
Oh, believe me, this is kind of fun.
Isn't it fun finding problems that aren't there?
I mean, I don't think I could. I mean, you've got some good ears there, Jeff. If you can hear that notch, I can't hear it, but I can definitely see it. But I could only really see it when you point it out, right? I would never just like look at that waveform and say, oh, there's a notch there that shouldn't be there. I'm not that good.
Well, I guess it comes from being a little anal retentive. I mean, I'm not as bad as some, but anyway, sometimes I allow my ears to tell me more than a waveform does. Just, you can only get it flat so much, but then it just doesn't sound good, you know? You have to go outside of the waveform sometimes to make it appealing. That's what I'm trying to get across.
I'm going to send you guys a quick photo.
I took my low frequency back down to 10 hertz, and that's why I'm rattling all the subwoofers.
I'm going to send a photo real quick here, and I think I know where our culprit is, but I want some advice. Stand by.
See, Ryan, these are all the things you have to look forward to.
Oh, that's all right. I'm totally digging it. This is I've wanted to do audio like this for a long time. We had a CBer in Vegas that had a soundboard and a ham radio, and he talked on his CB and always sounded good. And then they started doing the motor mouth mall stuff and whatnot. They didn't call it ESSB or anything like that on CB radio, but you know, they all had that big audio, big room sound and stuff like that. And it's so yeah. No, I'm looking forward to it. This is fun. This is the ham radio I've been looking for.
And by the way,
a K5 BLS.
By the way, Ryan, you came up to 10/9 on that last transmission, so definitely getting stronger into San Diego.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I bumped up the drive about 10 watts, so probably doing closer to that 500 now. Haven't popped the breaker. I think it's just the tone on the tuner that might be really getting into the power lines or something over here to pop those breakers.
Yeah, I don't want to leave Chris out there. KB7OBJ, jump in there, man. Good evening. I haven't heard much from you this evening.
Good evening, guys. KB7OBJ. Well, I just turned on the radio. I was scrolling through YouTube and I saw you live again. And I figured, let me go join you at the radio here.
Yeah, my internet finally came back, so we started the stream up again.
Well, that's good. Anyway, yeah, Jeff really sounded good through the TV. Everybody sounded good, so I figured I'd jump on the radio here. Anyway, nothing really going on today. Tomorrow, nothing, and probably barbecuing Monday. That's about it with the family.
Right on. Well, you've got a good signal this evening, at least to me, Chris. I know you're on the wire right now, right? So I'm assuming at least that's what you're on.
Yeah, I'm on the wire right now.
You're peaking 15 over here, Chris, so it's sounding really good tonight.
That's good, Jeff. I've got attenuation on tonight, so everybody's really low right now, trying to knock out the noise. But you are stronger, Jeff, on the vertical tonight than the wire for some reason.
Mother Nature up to her trickery, I suppose.
So Smitty, on that photo you sent.
Smitty very strong tonight, and Craig's always strong to me, so.
Hey, Chris, you sound good, man.
Yes, Smitty, I don't see anything around the 5.4 or whatever on those knobs that you sent. I don't. Am I missing something?
Yeah, there's one there. There's one of those parametrics is set at well, let's see. That's going to be 6. That's going to be 2. I was going to say, there's no cut. It's at 0 dB on both of those, so it's really not doing a ton. I can bypass the EQ and just see if we're going down the rabbit hole with the first stage.
Okay, so now that you're 20 over, see that notch right there on the left, right there on the far end of your signal?
Oh, I see it. And so, you know, why am I not filling that area, I guess?
So, are you using the 6300, Smitty?
Yeah, I'm using the 6300. Now, I just did something crazy, and you could tell me if I'm nuts. I turned off the parametric EQ 100% off the processor. Preamp's still there. It's all still there, but there's no EQ applied right now.
No, I'm still seeing the notch there. So, there's the post EQ touch-up section. You could always go back into there. That's what I did on mine when I was tailoring it. I added a couple frequencies that were deficient and played around with that. In this case, I don't think you really need anything else that I can tell. Just right there at 54 to 55, there's just this little valley there, and it's just kind of strange.
Okay, and is the valley still there right now? I'm just kind of wondering. This is WB1G, Rockland, California.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's still there.
Okay, and again, I'm expecting the same answer. Is the valley still there? WB1G.
It's not as strong, it's narrower. Is it narrow to you, Jeff? It seems like it got narrower. It's still there, but not as thick.
Okay, now I'm just wondering right now, any changes here? WB1G, Whiskey Bravo 1 Golf.
Transmit again because Pure Signal is trying to adjust.
Got it. Okay, this is WB1G. Just curious if there's any difference right here, WB1G.
Nope, I still got it.
Interesting. See, I wonder, is there something going on there with like the, okay, WB1G, Whiskey Bravo 1 Golf. I have an idea of where to look. Stand by.
I'm going to sit just because,
Okay,
you know,
the new guy's confused. I'm looking at his signal coming across my display, okay? I'm not understanding what we're seeing different on his versus everybody else's.
Yeah, so can you zoom in on his signal?
On the Ether software, but Thetis has a really nice feature where you can widen out the pan adapter and put your mouse cursor right at specific frequencies, so you can identify like if there's a carrier there, if it's offensive, you can notch out that specific frequency. And in this case, as we're looking at audio going across the spectrum, we can identify peaks and valleys in certain areas by just placing the cursor over where we see the peak or valley. So that's what I'm looking at. Again, I don't know that I would hear it to be able to identify it, but looking at it, it doesn't look as flat as the rest of what he is putting out as an average. That area has always got a V-notch there for some reason.
And what's the frequency again? Where is it again that it appears?
It's right about 5479-ish, going up to like 55. It might be a little bit lower than 5479, but that's right about the middle of where I've got it.
Interesting. So right now on the EQ, I am doing a 10 dB boost at 5.15 or 5.150, for example. So the fact that there's a valley there, it's just funny, man. It doesn't. What I'm looking at on the screen doesn't match what you're seeing. I wonder if it's some band coupling going on, like you know, with the 5-band, how with the way this is designed, you've got coupling between the bands. Could be something like that.
No, it's pretty consistent that it's a valley there, and I'm not moving the mouse. Yeah, you're too strong to me. I mean, you're like 25 over.
All right. Well, interesting. This is WB1G, Whiskey Bravo 1 Golf. Whiskey Bravo 1 Golf? Yeah, that's right.
So, Smitty, I wouldn't worry about it because you sound fine. I mean, we're just nitpicking how it looks. So, if you look at mine, I'm sure I've got valleys and peaks where I shouldn't have, but as long as it sounds halfway decent, that's all I care about.
Oh, Roger Dodger, baby. I mean, why am I going to keep putting makeup
really
on?
Stands out. It looks different than the rest of the waveform. So if you're talking about being flat or balanced, that's the only area that is a little deficient as compared to the other frequency ranges that surround it.
Just because it looks different doesn't mean a darn thing, okay? I'm circumcised. Jesus.
And you bitched about my shorts comment the other night.
Okay, sorry. Touche.
Suddenly now it's about bananas. Jesus Christ.
Wait, we're not going to start talking about underwear again, are we?
No, I hope not.
Too late, I already did. Alright, and the louder that I'm hearing, is the plating too much? Should I turn this down? Because I don't really have too many adjustments on the virtualizer. This version that I have isn't quite as nice as the newer ones, but it's hard to say, because every once in a while I'll catch it and I'm like, oh crap, that's too loud. Then other times it's like, oh, that's fine.
I like it.
Hey, Bobby, if you're listening.
It's already set in memory, but I'm not used to hearing myself quite that loud. K5 BLS on the 10th.
But I'm just curious if you can even hear it in there.
Hey, Bobby, if you're listening real quick, a comment on the chat. We're all using, well, most of us that are on the Apache platform, we're using Thetis is the name of the software. That's what I'm streaming here. We've got Ryan up there who's a Flex user, and there's a new piece of software out there for Flex called Ether SDR. So he's using Ether. The rest of us are using Thetis there. Go ahead, Ryan. I didn't mean to step on you there.
No worries at all. Definitely, the YouTube thing is actually important because it lets you get the message out there that we're not doing anything wrong. Audio Outlaws is just kind of funny, whatever. But we're just out here having fun, and it might not sound good on your radio if it's narrow, but there's a whole world out there above 3Ks, whatever you want to call it. But anyhow, I was just asking if anybody could hear the reverb in this. Like, I can turn it way up. There you go. There's probably reverb in there now, boy, I tell you what. But I'm just running it down here. I don't know if it even does anything to make it sound good or not. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I heard it when you turned it up, but you're not terribly loud here, so I couldn't make it out. But yeah, there's a fine line when using it. There's a couple people that have YouTube channels on 20 meters that it's become a part of their sound, and to me it irritates me. It sounds like they're in a cement septic tank.
Used or like unused?
Say that again, I'm sorry, I missed that.
I was saying a used septic tank or a brand new one?
Well, subjective.
It might sound like it, but it doesn't have to be full of it. Yeah, I don't want to sound like I'm down at the bottom of a well. Don't want to sound like I'm on Channel 19 rolling into the local truck stop. Just a little bit of presence there that says, hey, I'm here, and I sound a little different.
Yeah, I'm used to more of the broadcast audio style, not the septic tank, empty room, voice bouncing off of every wall and then back into the microphone sound. But to each their own. I just can't listen to that for very long. It starts to take sandpaper to my ears, and I just can't.
Yeah, Jeff, you're 15 to 20 over.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm going to go up here on Channel 19, and I got the radio check out there, driver. Boy, I'll tell you what, and have that echo on for 5 minutes after you stop talking.
Yeah, Jeff, you're 20 over, and the plating is definitely sounding great right now.
Okay, so again, too much, or because hang on. So if I'm that loud, there, I turned it down by 1. It is sitting at 2. If I go down to 0, it won't be on at all. So 2 or 4.
Yeah, you weren't at that last transmission. You're down to 10 over, but 2 sounds good. 2 sounds good.
Okay, so I'll run it on 2 for a while, and if I come back up in signal, let me know.
I mean, it fluctuates, so yeah, I'll let you know if I hear a good. I'll hear you fine, but there's a little bit of a difference between 10 and 20 over.
Okay, yeah, I don't want it to be very blatantly obvious. I'd just rather, listen to that. It does sound a little different. What is that kind of thing? I don't want it to be, 10-4. That's all I can say.
Yeah, Bobby's got himself a nice new rig coming, man. Congratulations, brother. Your Ether is going to unlock that 8400, and you're going to have a blast.
Ether software. I'm going to say this out loud, and I hope there's a Flex representative that gets to hear it. The Ether software makes the Flex radio what it should have been in the first place.
Amen.
Bravo. Well said.
Not only that, but it, I think every week, or since it's open source, every week or whenever someone gets a wild hair to add some new features, it'll be improving. It'll be like Thetis was for the past 5 or plus years. You're gonna anticipate downloading weekly builds. You're gonna anticipate seeing most likely demos, YouTube videos of new features weekly or every couple weeks. So it's going to be as if you've got a whole new radio there. So congratulations to all those Flex users out there. I know you guys have been waiting a very long time for this type of development to happen on the platform. So definitely the wait is being well overdue, and I can't wait to hear you guys firing up your Ether softwares on the Flex and setting up the audio. And no more Flex bubbles. That's one thing, Jeff. I've not heard a single Flex bubble with Ether SDR, so I think that was part of the whole issue. It wasn't the hardware, man. It was the software.
Well, certainly possible. I mean, all of this is going through the digital audio out, not through the local mic and whatever internal processing they have for the mic input. So maybe there is something to it. I don't know. Don't care at this point. Moved beyond that. They still don't have as good a receiver as the DX10, and I am just fine being stuck at 4K with the FT-DX10. It's worked out fantastic with the setup that I have now for remoting, and it's very nice to have the front knobs, buttons, switches, and to use very quickly here on the desktop. So I am much happier with this than the F radio sitting on another shelf underneath the desk. So not looking back. Gonna continue to look forward.
As you should, man, as you should. Hey, gonna grab some ice cream real quick. The kids surprised me with some, so I'll be right back. Just stepping away to grab a bowl. WB1G.
All right, Smitty. Yeah, that ice cream sounds really good right about now.
I've been drinking tea laced with peach crown. It's actually pretty good.
You did what now with the peach crown?
I've been doing like sweet tea with peach crown in it, and it's pretty good.
I could definitely see that being a good combination. So I can't remember what I said when I keyed up with you. Oh, I think I was hoping was Smitty going to bring back enough for the whole class, or just for himself?
Oh no, he's selfish like that. Don't expect ice cream to be shared. Oh, so Craig, by the way, remember I decided to go on the warpath again. So this is all Thetis. The 2496 is completely bypassed. It's not even in line. So this is all Thetis and the RE27 with the voice pre, the 230. So back to my Thetis only platform here. I still have not upgraded to the next version. What was it, 15? That has the more frequency bands to use in the voice spectrum and the parametric style with the Q. So kind of anxious to mess around with that, see if I can get it to sound just that little bit better. and not have the 2496 involved.
Yeah, let me know when you do that, Jeff. When you get some time to upgrade, and then when you upgrade and you enable those the new audio stack on Thetis, you're gonna have to reset up everything. It doesn't copy the legacy ones over. So anyway, let me know when you get that done, and I want to check out. If you send me your profile, I want to check out to see how many tweaks I'll have to make. Because I mean, I like my 2496, but like I've told you many times before, I want to have a backup, man. If my 2496 shits the bed one day, I want to make sure that I have a a backup profile I can use and not be stranded.
Yeah, I got you. Well, I mean, the last time that you tried the K5 BLS Freddy, the export that I did, it actually sounded pretty good.
Yeah, it has a completely different sound. It was more natural sounding, right? So I think the sound I have right now is a bit more processed, a bit more in your face. But yeah, man, I'm sure I could get a similar sound or even a cleaner sound than I am right now using native Thetis. But it takes some time. It's going to take some time for me tweaking it, and then for you guys to listen to it and let me know what changes I need to make.
Yeah, it wasn't objectionable at all, and which it was pretty interesting to hear you operate with it too, especially with the 320 versus being EQ'd for the 27, which typically has much more top end than the 320 does.
Yeah, N6 MUD for AD. Yeah, I agree, but yeah, man, I feel like there's got to be now with the Q and now with, I think it's 18 or 18 band EQ and Thetis. I mean, there's got to be very minimal differences between the 2496 and Thetis. Also, James was talking about the phase rotator. I'm not even sure if I'm using the phase rotator. I'm kind of curious, Jeff. Do you have the phase rotator on right now? On your profile?
No, and what I've had it on in the past, and when I was running the Deuce microphone, I did have it turned on, and I had a little bit more compression going on with that profile than this one, but it seems to me that between those two, that was what was most desirable for everybody else listening. The only person that had a problem with the phase rotator being enabled was Mark, and he could always tell and pick it out, some anomaly that he was hearing on his radio as compared to not having it on at all. So like I can turn it on right now. So there's the phase rotator at the 220 in 8 is where I typically had it before, and what I noticed that it did was it brought the it delayed the bass response a little bit more as compared to the delivery of the semblance and the highs. That's what I really noticed when I listened to it in the headphones. So there, I turned it back off. I hope you don't have to unkey to that for that to take effect. But anyway. That is the setting that I typically use. I found that for my voice and the setup that I was running, that 220 and 8 was perfect.
Mine is in.
Interesting. Well, mine has been off the entire time for who knows how long. I'm going to turn it on right now, but I'm 338 and 8, 338 and 8, which I think that's the default out of the box. So you guys said 220, right? 220. So there's 220 and 8 right there. I don't know if you guys even notice a difference, Jeff. I couldn't notice a difference on yours, but I know some people can. And that guy we heard on 20 meters earlier today swore by the phase rotator, and I thought that was kind of funny. The guy didn't sound that great anyway, but he swore by the phase rotator, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, and I think that he was like at the 320 and 8, I think. And yeah, okay. Again, It's subjective. I have just left it off to mitigate the what are you doing there? Something's different. Something doesn't sound right. It's digi-widgy, and that way we mitigate that whole conversation.
Yeah, I agree. Most people, the only one I can really rely on detecting that is Mark, you, and James. I don't know, Smitty. I think me and you have tried turning it on and off, and I don't think either of us could tell a difference, if I remember correctly.
No, I can't. I have it in right now, and for whatever reason, my ear does not hear that difference.
Good night, guys.
Catch you later, Chris. Have a good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Chris, man. Good hearing you, brother. WB1G.
Yeah, good night, Chris. We'll catch you on All-Star tomorrow.
Okay.
By the way, Chris, your signal's still strong, man. You're still 15 over, so good job on getting that wire tweaked up.
Yeah, well, the band's still good tonight. You're peaking 30 over sometimes, Craig. So you're everybody's doing good.
Yeah, listen to yourself on the stream. You sound really good. All right, catch you later, Chris. 7-3.
KB7 OBJ.
So I'm going to completely change the subject. You know, Smitty brought up family and ice cream, blah, blah, blah. That's cool. I got a picture yesterday, the day before yesterday, I don't know what it was, of my granddaughter. She's just over 1 year old, holding the teddy bear that was my teddy bear when I was her age. And that really stirred to something inside of me. That was an unexpected wow when I got that picture. I just wanted to share that because, you know, somebody just liked it on Facebook. So it reminded me of it kind of look at me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Man.
That's awesome. Did your daughter also have the same teddy bear?
Well, it's my son's. It's my granddaughter, and yeah, he did for a while have that teddy bear. So I had it, he had it, and now his daughter's got it. But she doesn't have it quite yet. He's worried that she'll mess it up because it's very old. I'm only 48. It can't be very old. He goes, oh, that's right, 48. It's very, very old.
That's funny. I was over at my mom's house a while ago, I don't know, a couple months ago, and I came across my teddy bear that I had as a kid. I had no idea that she kept that thing. It was crazy. Anyway, it's funny how those things can bring back memories, you know?
Yeah, my son has mine, and I expect that he will give it to his son like I gave it to him. And yeah, that's a cool experience.
I got nothing. I got nothing. I haven't done any children. I've only shared other people's.
That's all right. Nothing wrong with that. I shared the picture just now with you, Jeff, and you, Smitty. I don't have your number, obviously, but if one of the gentlemen want to share it with you, that's fine with me. So that's just, I don't know, that picture really, it really moved me. It was great.
All right, I'm going to grab my phone here. I want to check it out here. Oh, that's cute. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, that bear has some stories of it.
Awesome. Hey, we've got a VK3 who joined the channel. But he can't hear us directly, but he's on the channel. So welcome to VK3. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully you like ESSB. Maybe you're one of Brandon's buddies. But hey, thanks for joining the channel. And maybe one of these days when 40 meters opens up, early morning for us, we can maybe hear you direct. Because I've heard a few VK3s early morning US time there. So welcome to the channel.
Oh, you know what? That reminds me, Craig. I was talking with Brennan earlier this evening, and he was mentioning something about trying the meat pies and the something, not dumplings. What the hell did he call those things? Gosh. Anyway, so whatever you do, I am fully expecting a report on these meat pies and these dumpling things, rolls, whatever. He says you can get them steamed or cooked or fried or something. Anyway, I'd like a full report because apparently those haven't made it here yet.
Well, I tell you what, there's a big rivalry between Australian meat pies and mince pies and New Zealand mince pies. And quite frankly, I'm trying to remember. I went to Sydney many years ago, and I wasn't too impressed with what I had to eat there in terms of their pies. So yeah, I'll give it a go in Melbourne. But quite frankly, I'm pretty much going to guarantee that New Zealand's meat pies or mince pies are going to blow Australians out of the water. But I'll be a fair, impartial judge, and I'll come back with a full report for you there, Jeff.
Okay, yeah, he would use some other word like dim sum or something like that. I can't remember what it was. You have to ask him, but I'll bring it up to him the next time I talk to him again. But he said that those were the local delicacy, and I said, well, we're going to live vicariously through him. That's the reason why I took all those pictures at Dayton, was so that everybody else could kind of live the experience. So we are fully reliant upon you to share the out-of-country excursion with us, so that we know maybe that's someplace we want to visit.
Yeah, okay, really good. And Colin, yeah, dim sum. I'm not a dim sum guy, but I'm definitely a mince pie guy. So I will try them, and I'll give you an assessment. So I can tell you this, Jeff. As a kid in New Zealand, my parents, I lived on a farm and that, and I was about 30-minute drive to my school. And once a week, my parents would let me buy lunch at school, and I would look forward to the mince pies that I'll be able to eat. Once it's a real nice hot mince pie with the perfect crust, and you'd buy these at the school cafeteria. And I can tell you, man, when I came over to the United States and there's no mince pies in the cafeteria, or the fact that the cafeteria food over here was disgusting, I was heartbroken, man. I couldn't believe it. That was like a big deal to me, that I could no longer get my mince pie that I used to always crave every Friday when I was 11 years old.
Well, that sucks. Yeah, dude, there's so many things that you remember as a child that sometimes it's insignificant things that you look forward to, and then suddenly they go away or they change. Kind of like Chef Boyardee. I don't know if you guys remember eating like SpaghettiOs and stuff like that as a kid, and how really amazingly good they were, and the sauce was thick and it had some flavor to it. And now, dude, you might as well just pour water over noodles and throw some ketchup in the can. They are absolute crap. So anyway, very upset with that. I used to, like the SpaghettiOs with meatballs when I was a kid, and now they're garbage. Anyway, so, well, that sucks. So hopefully you're able to find some place that kind of rekindles that, and you're able to relive a little bit of your youth and make up for it. Kind of like when I go back to Cleveland, and I go to the wing place down there in Brooklyn, where I used to live before I moved. It has the most amazing wings ever. They have their own sauce and the way that they prepare them and bake them, that nobody else has ever come close. And that's why I spent, when I went back in February, $230 for all those jars of sauce, and then to ship them back here, because it's just that good.
That was a perfect double there, Jeff and Ryan. I got 100% of what Jeff said, because he is 15 over 9. And I agree, Jeff. Whatever it is, right, it's worth it. To whatever lights that fire. If you find it again, food-wise, yeah, do what you can to stock up. Go ahead there, Ryan. I didn't catch any of that there, but go ahead and repeat yourself there, Ryan. I want to hear what you had to say.
Yeah, sorry about that, Jeff. I thought you were done, so I went ahead and kind of tailed you on there. But mine was Salisbury steak. When I was young, you know, that Salisbury steak was so good. And then, gosh, probably 15, 20 years later, I was over at the house. My mom's gonna make these Salisbury steaks. It's the Stouffer's, they're frozen, but it's just a whole thing of Salisbury steaks. And my whole house was there for dinner, and I couldn't wait. And she got done cooking, sat down, and I grabbed a big old chunk, stick it in my mouth. I couldn't even finish chewing it. I thought I was gonna throw up. It was nothing like what it was when I was a kid. And I firmly believe it's because we used to eat really real food, and now we eat science experiments. I believe that's the difference.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I think the quality of the food's gone downhill, over the years, and people aren't really motivated to cook good food like they used to, back in the day.
Not by any stretch. I'm a big, huge fat guy. I eat a lot of fast food. I'm still a guy. I eat out a lot, whatever. But at the same time, I mean, I'm smart enough to realize that anything that's called a genetically modified organism, and we're putting that in our food, and that's what we're eating. It can't be good. Even if you try to eat healthy, you're still eating a lot of that stuff. So yeah, I don't know what went wrong.
Yep, GMO free, right? That's the best way to do it if you can make that happen. Smitty, did we lose you? Did you get back from your ice cream run? WB1G and 6MUD in the group.
Oh, you bet. I'm still here, man. I was munching down my ice cream. I ate it too fast. My tongue froze. I couldn't speak. No, I completely agree, man. And I tell you what, so many processed foods too. Also, and listen, I love my processed foods, and it's just none of it's good for you. That's for sure.
Yeah, hey Smitty, do you get the ice cream headaches and stuff when you eat the ice cream too fast? Because I get those pretty bad. Not even ice cream, even like shakes. Like you go to McDonald's and you get one of their chocolate shakes or vanilla shakes and you drink it too fast, gives you one of those head freezes. Do you get those?
100%.
Man, there ain't nothing worse than a brain freeze.
Oh, I got one right now.
You look at our grocery stores, and again, I'm not a but you look at our grocery stores, and these big, huge mega stores, but the only place there's actual real food is from about the door you walk in, right along the outside edge of the building, about 3/4 of the way around. Other than that, everything else in there is kind of a processed product.
Oh yeah, and if you really want to get good food, you got to go to a decent grocery store like a Whole Foods or even a Trader Joe's. But if you go to Whole Foods, man, your grocery bill is going to be double of what would happen if you would have gone to like an Albertsons or a Vons, right? So it it costs more money to eat healthier, that's for sure.
That's 100%, man. Every time I try to go out of try to eat well when I go out of town for work, it is twice as expensive to eat healthy as it is to eat crap.
My daughter's she's on a health kick right now, which is awesome and all. And she's down there, she's doing like a stir fry earlier, and oh, it smelled so good. Then I walked up, I'm like, that smells really good. Can I get some of that? And she's like, no. Oh, well, thank you for helping.
Yeah, Smitty, she's teasing you, man. She's cooking all that really good smelling food, and then you go down there with your plate, and you get shut down, man. That's that's no fun.
Yeah, man, I got shut down. I was like, damn, all right, fine.
Oh, that's why you got ice cream, 'cause she's done that.
So tell us more about this ice cream you speak of.
It was delicious. It was like with a peanut butter cup and a caramel turtle and got together with a little vanilla ice cream and had a baby.
Huh. P5 BLS Fallon.
That was descriptive, was it not?
Man, that door was open so wide, but I was afraid to step into it because there was just too many ways to go with it. N7 RMK.
But it was accurate. WB1G.
So the one that I have been tripping over ever since I had it, it's been 2 years now, is the Ben & Jerry's pumpkin ice cream. Or pumpkin cheesecake? Something like that. Anyway, they only have it out for a very short time every year, right around Thanksgiving, between Thanksgiving and maybe the beginning of the month for Christmas time. But any time now, the shelves are stocked. I grab one arm and pull them all into my basket, and then I throw them into the deep freezer out there so that I can enjoy them the rest of the year. The nutmeg, the spicing that they have in there, if there's something else besides nutmeg, and the culmination of the pumpkin flavor with the graham cracker veins that are in there. But the pumpkin has almost like an eggnoggish. If you like eggnog, you'll love it. But anyway, to me, that is just fantastic. And it's in very, very small bites so that you can savor and really taste the flavor. If you over spoon it and shove a huge wad into your mouth, it just your tongue gets cold and it desensitizes you. But man, those are good. And it's probably good to eat them that way because at 1,300 calories a container, that's a lot.
Yeah, so I just kind of ignored.
What you're saying is that a pumpkin and a cheesecake got together and had a baby in your mouth.
Yes, and at that point I would be okay with that.
Something about pumpkin and ice cream, Jeff, it just doesn't give me a warm, fuzzy feeling.
That was a triple, and that was amazing.
All right.
When you can derive people's imaginations to speak up and talk over each other, you know you've got something good.
I was just saying, pumpkin and ice cream doesn't give me a warm and fuzzy feeling. I take your word for it, though. I'm sure it's good, but it just doesn't sound good.
Unless you've got nutmeg involved. If you've got nutmeg involved, I think you can make that work.
Yeah, it's not over pumpkin-y. That's the thing about it. It's everything. It's a good blend of flavors, and that's why I'm saying if you desensitize your tongue to the cold factor of all the ice cream, I mean, sure you can shovel it in and it would be like, I don't know what the big deal is. But if you take smaller bites and then actually savor the flavor, you start to pick out, oh, that one has a little bit more of a cinnamony tone. And, oh, that one must have had more graham cracker in it. You can pull everything out. And I've had a lot of Ben & Jerry's flavors where they're not quite that detailed in the flavor department.
You guys doubled just a bit there, but we got all of you, Jeff, there. By the way, there is a question or a comment out there in the chat there. Colin Miller 4272. I've had a prawn tongue-tied. Let's try that again. Prawn Palmer. What is a prawn palmer? Come into the chat and explain that. I don't know what that is.
Sounds like a cocktail, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think that's an Aussie cocktail, like throw shrimp on the barbie and have a prawn palmer there, Smitty.
Ah, all right. I can get behind that. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, well, so, Craig, if you're leaving, I think you said on Thursday, and you've got a YouTube channel that's starting to become popular, how are you gonna do YouTube for 5 weeks? You're gone, or so these are just a test run. You start over when you get back, or what's gonna happen with that? It's supposed to be getting pretty popular.
Yeah, I was gonna write a post on in the channel about this, but yeah, guys, I'm on Wednesday. I'm actually going back to my home country with my wife, New Zealand, for 4 weeks, and then and Colin will be hitting Australia, Melbourne, for a week. So I'm going to be out of pocket for 5 weeks there. So yeah, I doubt I will be able to do any streaming from over there. So I think what's going to happen is that the channel will just be paused. And then once I get back, I'll resume it, and hopefully we can pick up where we left off. So I wasn't expecting the channel to take off. I was just trying to stream some good audio, but all of a sudden it got some traction. So this is kind of surprising. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to be out of pocket for about 5 weeks coming up here. Yeah, well, I might do a couple. Maybe I'll upload a video or two, maybe, from New Zealand, to keep people interested. Maybe, I don't know. It's not amateur radio related, so, but I don't know. But yeah, I was gonna post something, but yeah, unfortunate timing, but it is what it is there. So you guys will survive. You guys will continue to have fun on the radio, and all the SWLs will continue to listen, and then. In a few weeks we'll plug the YouTube back in.
If you build it, they will come.
Do you know who told me that, Smitty? Steve Ballmer. I had a meeting with Steve Ballmer from Microsoft about 20 years ago, and that's what he told me. If you build it using Microsoft, they will come.
Very, very interesting. Yeah, I mean, who would have thought the channel would have just, it picked up so much steam so quick? But yeah, I mean, there's nothing crazy here. We'll keep it warm for you. We'll keep the line on for you, and make sure that people know you're coming back. But yeah, that's cool, man.
Where did all these baseball players come from? Don't sell the farm, Ray. Don't sell the farm.
Would you like to make a catch? I would really like that.
Fantastic movie that was.
Yeah, man. That ending. Oh boy. Sorry, I just bumped the mic.
All right, I had to go check just to make sure that I was right, and it is pumpkin cheesecake from Ben & Jerry's.
I'm intrigued. I'm going to be looking out for it.
You're going to have to wait till Thanksgiving unless you can find a store that miraculously still has it on the shelves.
Yeah, well, I'll probably have to make a trip down to southern Nevada, because it sounds like you go through and get it all out of northwestern Nevada.
Well, the funny thing is I've never found it anywhere else other than Safeway, which is weird.
Oh, where's our closest Safeway?
Here in Fallon.
Oh, okay. That's not too far to go, though.
I mean, they might have it other places, but it just never never had any luck anywhere else.
And Smitty, real quick before I forget, since I've made that change to use a GPU to stream instead of my CPU, not one single blip on the receive for Thetis. So huge difference, and it kind of makes sense. I'm kind of curious why OBS doesn't do that out of the box, but anyway, much improved.
Oh yeah, and the quality of the stream itself is really smooth. It looks good.
I was going to make one request.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
On the desktop, in one of your metering boxes, could you put the clock in there and UTC?
Yeah, let me do that right now, Jeff. I was gonna do that. I just forgot. I have a widget set up. I just have to drag it on the screen, so I'll add that right now.
You want to fast forward and say, "Oh yeah, around 10:30 last night is when so and so said blah blah blah." Then they would be able to look at the clock and see, where they're at in the time frame of things.
Yeah, I was planning on doing that. I just forgot. I'm doing it right now.
Okay, just a thought.
That's a great thought, because I've gone through doing this radio thing. I know it had to have been right around. Was talking about that before? Were they talking about that after? Yeah, that's awesome. Good idea.
Well, it's nice that these little add-ins are, ostensibly free, because it would be like, yeah, can you add a clock in there? I know it'll be $10, but, it'll make everybody else happy.
How's that, Jeff? I just added it. Well, you probably can't. I'm not sure if you got a stream on, but yeah, underneath the meters, there's a clock there. It says local and it says UTC.
Well, let me bring up YouTube here. I have not been, because the latency and the echo usually messes with me. So let me check it out. I'm sure it's fine.
Actually, it's kind of hard to see. Let me make a bigger one.
That's what she said.
Really? I've never heard that one. I'm stuttering at the beginning, because when I hit the Mox button, it's like there's a delay. I hear the radios click, but as I'm watching the screen, there's a delay in my audio coming up, and I think that's just me waiting for something to happen that's already happened, but the computer hasn't caught up yet. This is a learning curve in all kinds of places. That and using that again. That and using a mouse to click the Mox button versus my pistol grip. I don't understand why that doesn't trigger the radio, just because I'm on PC audio. I don't understand. That shouldn't happen that way. I should be able to put that. I mean, it does. When I do the pistol grip, it keys the radio, but it doesn't key the software, if that makes any sense.
Okay, I see it now.
Yeah, I made it bigger at the top of the screen, so that way, as you're going through in your thumb on YouTube, you can see it.
Oh boy, the latency. Yeah, okay, cool. Thanks, Craig. Appreciate that.
Yeah, this is not made to actually have this in one ear, right? YouTube, the best latency you can get is 5 seconds. So, but yeah, this is not made to be. Have one ear the YouTube and the other ear the SDR. That would really screw you up, Jeff, if you're trying to do that.
No way I'm counting on that one.
Well, son of a gun, it's AM.
Oh boy, this interesting individual again.
Why AM?
Somebody's doing it. Might just as well be him.
See, boys and girls, this is why you don't drink.
Offended by that comment?
You're offended by any comment.
I am. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I think what you meant to say is this, ladies and gentlemen, is why you shouldn't drink while you're pregnant. Anyway.
Gentlemen, getting pulled away here briefly. I'll be back ASAP. WB1G.
He's getting bitched at because he didn't wash his bowl.
I heard that.
I started to laugh with you. I heard that. Made it even better.
Alpha Mike Bravo, yeah, I can copy you, but you're really wide. Not sure what mode you're coming in on there.
Sound like maybe AM.
Yeah, I saw stuff all the way down to like 138 to 150 something, so it might be AM. Or he's running double sideband. I mean, I can do that too, but people are already upset that you take up 6K. I don't want to take up 12 of AM. Anyway, yes, we hear you. Not sure what's happening.
Is he talking to us, or is he talking to someone else?
I think that he's trying to talk to us, but looks like he's running double sideband or unsuppressed sideband of some nature because there's no carrier there, so it's got to be sideband.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he was trying to talk to us. He might be looking at seeing that we're 6 wide and just thinking that we're on AM. I don't know.
Well, again, I didn't see the carrier there on the fundamental frequency, so That's very, very interesting.
Oh yeah. I didn't see it either. I don't know why I didn't notice that. That should have been a big spike right there. So when I'm looking at my radio here, I guess I could take a video of it, but I'm showing audio going way out. Like, I mean, wow, both sides. But the bright spot's down the middle. Am I staying within the 6K when I'm talking, like when you're receiving, or am I splattering everywhere?
Nope, you're staying in 6K. Even if you look at Craig's feed, you'll see that it's within the highlighted area on his screen.
Okay, cool. I just have to make sure that I'm not the one causing problems.
Holy crap, Jeff, it's 10:30 and we can still hear each other. That's pretty impressive for the band.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, but it kind of came alive late, right? K5 BLS Friday. But, yeah, we had to use the SDRs earlier, and now everybody's, 9, 10, 15, 20 over, depending on who and where you are. Sure.
Yeah, last night, right before I shut the stream down, I was talking to Dennis, and we were having a QSO. He was about 15 over 9, and within like 5 seconds, he went to S7 and totally just lost him. I couldn't believe it. Happened to me and you a couple times too, but that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I love those times when Mother Nature goes, well, everybody should have been out, so I'm going to flip the switch off and lock the door. And here we are going, did something, what happened? Did you lose your amp? Because I can't hear you.
Yeah, Mr. GFD, I don't know if your show is completed yet, but I didn't get a chance to check it out this evening. I'll look at it later on, maybe tomorrow. I'll play some of that old tube radio. For anyone out there that likes old tube vintage 11-meter radios, check out the YouTube stream, Old Tube Radio. He streams it live every Saturday night starting at 8 p.m.
The background graphic really does look good, Craig. I got to give AI credit for that one, and it did a pretty good job of using the tire tracks on the wording there too. So that's kind of interesting.
You know what I did, Jeff? I uploaded that logo that you created for me, and I prompted it, take this logo, create a image that has ESSB wide. And then it has an RE320 in it, and include some of the aspects of the image that I uploaded. And dude, it did it like right away. It only took like maybe a couple extra prompts, and that's what it did. It generated. I was pretty impressed.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. I need to do something like that with my resume this week so that I can try to get a better shot at a couple of these jobs back east.
The problem is, man, is that AI is working both ways, right? It's everyone that's applying for jobs using AI to custom write their resume. What they do is they feed in the job posting and they say, "Hey AI, basically take my resume and make it." Rewrite it to make it fit the job description. And then on the flip side, you've got the HR and the hiring managers that are using AI to pre-screen all the videos, all of the resumes, and say, hey, here's a job description. Only accept people that have 85 to 90% of the qualifications on this job description. So it's just a big show, because it's a battle of the AI. It's just a battle of the AI being used by the by the people out finding a job, and it's a battle of the AI on the other side, on the recruiters or the hiring managers that are hiring for the job. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like nobody really looks or reads any of this stuff anymore. You know, it's funny, when I was helping this other agency do their interviewing for this last position, they let people through that had absolutely zero radio experience. So how do they even qualify for this? Oh, well, because they have network experience. I said, but this job is not a network job.
Yeah, that's you know what? That's why I do practical exams. I do a code test. When I was hiring developers, I do a code test. I make them write code live on the screen. Some even try to use AI to do that, and we catch them pretty quickly. And another thing I do is, after I've written the code, I'll have them explain a couple lines of the code to make sure that they understand what they wrote. And you'll be surprised at how many people do not understand what a certain piece of code means that they wrote. It means that they basically cheated.
Yeah, and I wrote some of the questions for that particular interview. I said, look, if you want me to be involved, I will find you the person that you need in here. Let me write the questions, and if they can answer them, and if they have the experience, then that's the person you want. And it filtered out everybody but one candidate.
Oh yeah, for sure. Kind of curious, has the guy started yet, or how's the guy doing?
As far as I know, they've made him an offer, but I don't know if they've come to an agreement with where he wants or needs to start at salary-wise. Because this, if you remember, this is the position that was doing the same thing, the same class, same pay that I'm getting, but they put it forward to reclassify it as an IT pro position to get the higher pay scale. And it was put through unobjected by the Governor's Finance Committee. And I'm going to have to fight to have that happen with mine. But anyway, I'm more worried about the reporting structure after the fact, because if that does happen, then I am one pay grade higher than my supervisor. So technically, by the state law, I cannot report to him anymore. So then I would be reporting to the second in command for our division. And I'm not sure that I want that type of visibility. Too much micromanagerial crap going on at that level, and I just don't need to deal with it. It's pacifying one thing and creating another problem.
Oh yeah, man. Well, my situation, I had a pretty stressful job, and it impacted my health adversely. Adverse effect on my health there. So just be careful, Jeff. You may get that pay promotion, the pay grade and increase in money and all that, but then you may get the extra stress that goes along with it. So yeah, it's definitely a delicate balancing act there when you're out to try and get a decent pay bump these days. Just by nature of another new hire comes in above you, and you can prove that you're above and beyond him, and you deserve the same pay.
Yeah. So that's the fine line that I have to walk. And the other side of that too is that because of the way that the state pension system works, you have to be in that pay grade for 3 consecutive years in order to qualify for that later when you retire. So right now, in the position that I'm in, I am maxed out. But the position that they could bump it to goes up 3 pay grades or 3 pay steps higher than where I am. So that would mean I would have to be here an additional 6 years in order to get the benefits of that, which would put me at 13 years of, that would put me at 16 years of seniority, which is, great. At 15, you pretty much don't have to worry about your medical, but I don't know that I really want to be here another 6 years.
Oh yeah, yep. N6 MUD for ID. Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah. Just sit down and think. Do you really need that extra money, or what's better, right? Freedom and time and low stress, or money? And depending on the person, it will probably answer that. But these days, for me, it's not the money. It's the time and the low stress that means more to me than anything else.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's exactly what I was just going to say. I had this conversation with my mom today. As a matter of fact, I said, I've done a lot of great financial things in the last few years, but interpersonally, I'm not happy with it. I don't like my living situation. I hate living in two places and being separated all week, and having a broken up life. I don't have the work-life balance. So looking at that also, once you typically achieve those levels of pay scale, it makes it incredulous to try to back up and say, oh, that's okay, I'll take a $20,000 pay cut, no problem. Because that is what I'm being faced with going back east, K5 BLS Fallon Friday, is, if you make a move, if you have to leave that, what are your options to lateral to? Are they going to be the same, or are they going to be less? And that's kind of where I'm at the paradox right now, is that even though I don't make fantastic money, it's not terrible money, but it's not to the point where I'm taking a $20,000 or $30,000 a year pay cut to lateral to another position in another part of the country. So it's a little bit easier to deal with now. It would make it really hard to take $30,000 from me. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. Cost of living, right? So that's a big thing. But anyway, Ryan, I don't know if you can still hear us, if the band's still in there. I don't want to put you to sleep there, but I want to make sure that we don't forget about Ryan there. If you copy me, Ryan, over.
Oh yeah, no, I'm still here listening. Not worried about you putting me to sleep. So I think I mentioned my normal work schedule is very early in the morning. 2:30 in the morning, getting up and going to work. So I'm sitting here looking at the clock, going, man, it's 20 minutes to 11. I'm not even used to being awake right now, so I'm getting tired all on my own. I was kind of waiting for Sneedy to come back, and then once he jumped in there and said he was back, I was pretty much going to say bye to everybody. But just listening to you guys talk and different choices and options and stuff, it's interesting. I used to do middle management. I was sales manager for a company called United Rentals in Vegas, and it was not a work-life balance at all. And my kids were young, and I got real good at telling them, well, later, after dinner, or after you take your bath, or, oh, hell, it's bedtime, sorry. And then got laid off in 2009. So all of a sudden, I had all the time in the world with the kids, and it really taught me the work-life balance is very, very important. So, but you guys are all, big-time professionals and stuff. Oh, I'm just a truck driver, man. My stress is, why did that guy jump in front of me and then slam on the brakes? That's my stress I really deal with.
Well, well, first of all, driving a big truck like that, I feel like there's some responsibility there for sure. So there's definitely a little of stress that's a little bit different, but I think your body's gonna thank you, man, for figuring out a way to have a better life balance. Although you do get up early, so but you get used to that. But anyway, the life work balance there. Hopefully it'll pay off when you're older, and you'll be healthy and be able to enjoy your retirement. Where who knows if you would have kept yourself in that high stress environment at United Rentals, who knows if the same results would happen there. I guess only time will tell. So. But I'm kind of curious, do you ever get used to waking up at 3 in the morning or whatever, or 2, whatever the time is? Do you ever get used to it? Or, because I know my wife, she's a nurse, she used to work night shifts, and she never really got used to that, and she did it for about a year and kind of stopped it. I'm kind of curious, do you ever get used to waking up that early?
For me, as long as it's consistent, like as long as we're working 5 days a week, we're in that schedule and we keep doing it, it's not a problem. When I first moved up here and started doing it, it was the going to bed while the sun was still up. That was the hard part for me, but now it's just I roll over, put my face under the pillow or the blanket, whatever, and go right to sleep. So yeah, in my opinion, you get used to it. It's not that big of a deal. The part that you don't get used to is friends and family that don't do that. You know, they're like, oh, what do you mean here? It's 2 o'clock and you want dinner? Like, well, yeah, I'm starving. It's dinner time. You know, I'm also going to be going to bed here in a couple hours or stuff like that. Or you know, people want to call you after Sunday night and you're like, no, I'm going to bed. So that's my part that's kind of strange to get used to is the rest of the world being on a much different clock.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I hear you. We've got a guy, George, Granada Hills, KJ6LA. He goes to bed, I think, sometimes 7:30 or somewhere around there, and same thing. He has to get up super early for work, so he'll say, "Hey, it's 7:30, guys. Is my bedtime." And at first, like, wow, is this guy? What does this guy do? And it's no, he just lives, works in LA and lives in the suburbs and has to drive to work and sit in traffic for an hour probably plus each way. So, that's what has to happen when you're when you work in LA and have to deal with that,
Yeah, I think as humans we're pretty good at adapting. When I'm left to my own devices, though, without an alarm clock, I definitely start staying up later and getting up later, turn into more of a night owl. But the biggest benefit from losing that job in '09 when the economy crashed was the relationship that I ended up with my kids. Which, looking back, I wouldn't trade that for any amount of money. The fact that my son still calls me and we have good conversations, most 2, 3 times, 4 times a week sometimes. He's also a truck driver down in Vegas, so he's got time. But good relationship with my daughter. Everything in those aspects made the transition from the work and the stress and the constant go to doing nothing but being a dad really was important that happened. I'm really glad it did in the long run. At the time, I was worried about it. I went from making really good money to not making any. So, but yeah, the relationship I ended up with my kids over it was definitely the reward there.
Yeah, well, good deal. Smitty, WB1G, are you back, or did you just completely disappear there? Guess not. Go ahead, Jeff.
Don't let him fool you, man. He's down there with the spoon in the box, digging to the bottom of that thing.
Yeah, he's listening to the stream, and he's digging real deep. And he's going to run upstairs and have a mouthful of ice cream and key up his microphone. Just wait.
He's waiting for the brain freeze to let go so he can comment.
So this is what I picture. He's downstairs with the family. The family's trying to have a nice moment with him, blah, blah, blah. And, he's got the stream on his phone in one ear, and he's like, God, what are you talking about, man? I can't even respond. Sweetheart, is this really important? We need to talk about it now because the guy's on the radio. He's not having a good time.
Well, he should be used to that by now.
Hey, Jeff, did you just narrow up on purpose?
Oh, yeah, I hit the escape button, so, yeah, hang on. Yeah, let's see, type in 6,000. Okay, there we go. Now you should have the full semblance flavor.
I mean, it really makes a difference between 5 and 6. Those extra highs, man, it's a big difference.
Oh, yeah, it's like being in the room with somebody. 4 really, if we were restricted and we could only do 4, I would still be okay with 4, because 3 to 4 is a magnificent difference. But then once you get to 5, going to 6 is that next step.
Yeah, and for us, I think after 6 is like some of those guys back east do 8 and 10. That's kind of diminishing returns, you know, for amateur radio at least.
Oh, yeah.
See, I kind of had that question. I think you kind of just answered it a little bit. Like, when I go up to, what do you call the narrows? We've got a section of road at work that we call the narrows. We got to call out on the radio. Anyhow, when I narrow it up to 3K wide, am I going to sound bad to those guys up there further up the band?
Well, do it right now. We'll let you know. Narrow up to 3. Because depending on how you've got your EQ set, you may sound bad.
Well, I'll give you another perfect for instance. All I've done is just change the audio frequencies involved here. I haven't changed my EQ or anything. So that's 2800 to 100 hertz. So basically 2.7, which is almost ICOM audio.
Okay, well there's 3K for me. So that my low cut's 28. I don't remember hitting that button. Anyway, so yeah, I'm low cut 28. I cut 3,000 3K now. I don't know. I guess I'll be able to listen to it on the feed.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
What I found interesting is that I can hear more of your lows now with it being at that level. So the highs are really being pushed. So there, I just expanded back out to 50 hertz to 4,000. So big difference between 2.7 and 4.
Yeah, and Ryan, I feel like Ryan needs to make an adjustment there because it sounds kind of muddy at 3, right? He has more lows.
Yeah, all right, and back out to 6. So yeah, that's stuff we'll play around with on Monday. I was gonna go up there today, but I just, yeah, it's too pooped. Honest to God, I really didn't do much of anything today. I kicked rocks down the road pretty much all day today, and I can't believe I'm still awake. I did not sleep more than 2 hours last night. It was terrible. Anyway, so yeah, we can play with all that stuff. Like I said, I really wish I had that white noise generator because that really, man, that thing is a powerful little tool for such a tiny little device. It really helps look at, you know, what's going through the microphone and then coming out the radio to be able to get a baseline of where to start.
Oh yeah, I haven't really used mine for that, but I definitely use that to put me to sleep there, Jeff. That little device, man, has got some great nature sounds, music. Oh, not music, but rain and all the other stuff. So for me, that device wears multiple hats. It helps me fall asleep and also helps you flatten out your audio.
I'll wait till you've got your tool. That's fine. Or we do it without it. It doesn't matter to me. I'm game for whatever.
Yeah, nice double, but I caught both of you. Yeah, I have not used it as the sleep aid, Craig. Maybe I should be doing that. But it has helped make things a lot faster to start off with being able to baseline things. I mean, you heard the difference when I played around with it. Even Brendan was like, what did you use? Because that sounds great. Made a big difference. So that's when you can start going in after the fact and start tweaking things to the way that you want it to sound. But anyway, what was that? Like $15 or $17? Something like that. Kind of a neat little device. And yeah, it does have a lot of sounds to it.
I might take that on my trip. You just reminded me, and I take that and I pack that on Wednesday. It'll help me sleep. Probably the first week or two when I'm adjusting to the time zone stuff.
What? You mean you're not like the rest of us? You don't turn the N6MUD YouTube channel on and relive conversations that you've already had with other people? Jeez.
Actually, I listen to the stream sometimes when I'm walking, man. I'll do my 3 or 5 mile walk, and I'll listen to the stream sometimes over again or certain pieces of it. And it's interesting. I mean, it's weird. Sometimes you hear things differently than you remember them. Isn't that kind of weird?
Yeah, well, it's like several times I've gone back and listened to John's recordings on his streams of the stuff we had, and then compared and listened to the audio as compared to now, and I went, holy Nikes, that thing actually sounded really good. No wonder everybody wanted to copy it. You know, it was right there in your face, but it was definitely punchy.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the old Jeff audio profile. Yeah, for sure. More lows, more punch, but had a great sound to it.
And even people at narrower bandwidth were like, "What are you running? You just cutting through everything." So yeah, that little Thetis microphone, man, has a lot of potential to it when you add some stuff behind it.
So many people use that now, Jeff. I heard a guy a couple nights ago. I can't remember where, but it's not called. They didn't call it Thetis. He calls it the F deuce. The F deuce. That's what he called it. I started laughing when I heard that.
Yeah, there's another version of it too. It's the fee-fine.
Well, guys, I do believe I'm going to turn into that proverbial pumpkin. It's time for me to go to bed. I can keep yawning here. I'm afraid I'm going to swallow the microphone. That's not going to be fun. So, anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys for great conversations that help with the audio. Just let me know if you want to wait for your tool. Cool. If not, cool. Either way, I'm down for whatever. So, 73 everybody. And RMK.
Okay, Ryan. Yeah, well, I mean, we can always mess with it on Monday, and if I don't like it or don't like the result, you know, that's the great thing about this. We're not locked into anything, so we can always go back and redo it. But, you know, I've had pretty good luck just going through and doing things without it, but that certainly helps speed things up, so no problem. I'll give you a shout on Monday. K5BLS.
Yeah, Ryan, have a good evening, man. Thanks for joining in on the fun and you getting that thing dialed in, and for a little bit of extra help from Jeff. I can't wait to hear how it sounds. So anyway, have a good evening. Hopefully you get some sleep, and maybe we'll catch you tomorrow or Monday. 7-3s from N6MUD San Diego.
Alright, sounds good, guys. So, yeah, check, that's cool. We can do it 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Break it, fix it. That's the whole fun. We'll catch you. And 7 RMKC.
Well, Craig, do you want to call it? I think it's just us.
Yes, 11 o'clock too. But once again, the band held out, so I'm happy about that. And no more Smitty. But yeah, I've had a good evening. So thanks for the fun, Jeff, and the chat and everything else. And maybe tomorrow the band will be better for you, so you can take a trial run on that new radio of yours on 11 meters, and hopefully it'll work out for you.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I've got some other stuff. A friend of mine from Dayton there wanted me to work on some T-shirts for him, so I've got to get the artwork finalized and get my sizing dialed in, get it laid out on the transfers, and et cetera, find out how much the materials are going to cost to make them, and then see how quickly I can get it done, because my the processing stuff is all here in Fallon, so if I can try to get it in by next weekend, great. So, okay, man. Well, thanks for coming in there this evening, and of course, starting up the little YouTube channel there. That's super cool. Nice to be able to hear how we sound, and then share it with other people. It looks like it's taken off pretty quick, so that's cool, man. Good job. I'll make this one my final. So 73s to you and all the SWLs wherever you are, all over the world. K5BLS from Fallon, Nevada.
Yeah, Jeff, this is, I think, good timing. I think the cliff is right in there. You were peaking 20 over on that last one, and I heard the plating in full effect, and that's perfect. So leave the plating right there. And by the way, we've got, we had 20 concurrent users still streaming. So the guys listening on the stream, appreciate the stream participation, and look for us again. Hopefully we'll be out here again tomorrow night. Have a good evening, everyone, and thanks for everyone's comments in the chat. N6MUD, San Diego. All right, let's just zoom out here to see if there's any other activity on the band. I doubt there will be. But it's Saturday night, so you never know.
Braided ground wires, like get the 1 inch thick to braid.
Cambodia, you know, things change. Now, I was just bringing up something else a week or two ago. I was surprised that a country that I had worked.
Your ground to like the body, or the, well, your brackets are going to be into the body, but I.
Sounds like East Coast.
And so I think that the main reception is on the sort of, if you will, the edges of the circle going outwards. Back to you. Yeah, it's interesting. So it is very, I should say, directional, for lack of better terms. I can move it just a little bit and clear up the signal quite a bit. I also can move it quite quickly as well. So I'm still getting used to rotating it in the position, but overall it's better than anything that I've had. It better be for the you know that, kid. And
was real common. 220 and 440, they just weren't used that much. That was a, you know, experimental ground, 2 meters back. But in the 70s, there was a lot of HF activity, but you're going to figure a lot of the adults back then were the grown-ups from World War II. It was a different way of thinking. Home brewing your own equipment was a common thing. Tubes, they were king, and the equipment was a lot easier to build, and parts were easier to get. So the whole space changed, probably, I'm guessing in the 80s. You know, a different breed of operators came out, most of the equipment was solid state, you know, so everything changed. So yeah, there's activity today, but not like it used to be. And then the second half of that question is with the solar cycle, sunspot cycles. That makes a huge difference too. You know, every 7 years it's supposed to cycle. Or it could be, but in any case, we're on the downhill side of that. And that makes a huge difference too, because it can go years and the beans are pretty much dead, very little activity. What you do get is local. And then when the sunspots are in our favor, I mean, you can talk around the world like you and I are talking right now. It's crystal clear. So, you know, the solar cycle makes a big change also. So I guess to answer your question, it just kind of depends on, I don't know, a lot of different factors. I would say it's pretty much the same. Maybe less activity now. I think we lost a lot of people to the internet, other pursuits.
Yeah, all right, that makes sense. My question was possibly overly vague and ambiguous, but open-ended at the same time. Kind of cool slide here. I know I got licensed with my tech license about 15 or so years ago, and I think that the local people on 2 meters and 440 were more active 15 years ago, and I think that all the people that I used to hear on the repeaters, they were in the pre-retirement at that time, and now fast forward 50.
Looks like the band is pretty dead here. Not much left on 40 meters this evening.
Blind?
Yes, believe it or not. His name is Scott, but if you Google him or you look him up, you would search for the amp repair guy. Pardon me. He's in Connecticut and over in the U.S. on the East Coast, but that guy, he does a really nice job. And he actually will put out, like, videos for you. He'll YouTube the repair. And so
Let me see if there's anything on 20. I doubt there will be. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, and good audio, by the way. So, and let's see here. So I don't know how to pronounce your name. I got you as a G-E-I-R.
So Horse Taco in the chat, we're talking about amateur radio popularity on this channel here, or this frequency, 14 megahertz is 20 meters. You can talk around the world really easy. So let's just take a listen here, see if we can hear any international stations coming through.
Sometimes 8 inches in a loop, and bring up the matrix so they were absolutely equal. And wouldn't you know, Steve, the RF feedback in the shack used to go away. And back in the day, the RF feedback, I used to have an external electronic keyer for CW, a homemade one. And as soon as RF was in the shack, that keyer would squawk and squeal.
Alpha.
I got a Kilo 7, again, your call?
That's Kilo 7, Uniform, India, Alpha.
KK7, India, uniform?
Negative, that's Kilo 7, United Italy, America.
KK7, United Italy, America. Good morning. Nice to hear you again, Tom, from Washington State. We had a QS on September 2024, so you again. You're 5-9 into frames. My name is Larry. Over.
QSO. Yeah, you're good at 5-9 signal here. The band is really good this evening. I've got a beam pointed at you over the north, and you're about 5-10 over at the moment. Good to talk to you again. 2 years ago. Back to you.
Roger, QSL, Tom. My pleasure. Well, the only thing I can say or could say is let's wake up the band. It's time. The last year,
I mean, this is far from what we consider ESSB, which is, higher quality audio, right? So ESSB, what we were just doing earlier, where you have the real nice sounding signal and it sounds real like a DJ or like a radio station. This is the far opposite of that. This is what we call DX. This is talking around the world, and you don't necessarily want to have all of that fidelity. You want to try and sound as narrow and as punchy as possible to break through the noise. So that's what you hear on this frequency here.
This is Whiskey 5 India Bravo. W5IB. Washington 5, Italy, Brazil. Calling CQ 20 meters. All right, there was a KK6. Come back with your Phoenix, please. Okay there, Don. Yeah, I couldn't understand the last letters. They all run together there in on a day like this there. Kilo 6, Hotel Papa Bravo. Don over in Pine Grove. Good afternoon to you. Southeast of Dallas, Texas. The call sign is Whiskey 5 India Bravo. The name is J. Juliet Alpha Yankee.
That right there is interference from my neighbor. Happens at nighttime. This frequency I don't use very often at night, so it doesn't bother me, but yeah. Same with that one.
Have some kind of quality of life because, you know, friends and just being able to get out in the neighborhood and meet people, that's really important.
Beautiful whiskey. Whiskey Bravo 3, Kilo 2.
Anyway, guys, I'm going to end the stream. It's getting late here. Have a good evening. Guys, thanks for all your participation, and maybe we'll catch you tomorrow night. Have a good evening.